Are you ready? It's time! Football is back! What is up, everybody? It is time. Football is finally back. And here we are, week 1. I've got predictions for you guys. You let me know your predictions right now. I'm going to get right into them. And here we go. Here we go. So what is up, everybody? Back again here with another video. We're talking week 1 NFL 2016 predictions, and we're going to get right into it, starting with the Thursday night kickoff game, Carolina Panthers at Denver Broncos. The overhyped, much reason to be hyped game because it's a Super Bowl rematch. But one piece is missing. Peyton Manning. That's right. The quarterback for the Broncos is now Trevor Siemian, a man who's never thrown an NFL pass in a regular season game, and we're going to get to see him showcase his abilities Thursday night because the Broncos were so sure that Mark Sanchez was not their answer. So they're not going to go with a veteran quarterback. They're going to go with a rookie quarterback. Not a rookie to the NFL, but a rookie to the game and starting. And we're going to see what Trevor Siemian can do. And yes, I am wearing my Brandon Marshall jersey because I'm so hyped for this Jets-Bengals game, which is the game I'm going to get into right after this one. But first, we're going to go with Panthers-Broncos. I think it's going to be a very tightly contested game. Some way, somehow, it's going to be defense against defense, clash against clash. Von Miller, Luke Kuechly, back and forth. We're going to see a battle of will. But I think the game being at Denver does make it a close game. If it were at Carolina, it might be a different story. I'm going to take the Panthers, however, in this one. Panthers win it by a score of 27-18. I do think Trevor Siemian is not ready for the NFL yet, but the Broncos are going to go with him anyway. I think the only thing he gets bailed out, the only way he gets bailed out is because of Emmanuel Sanders and Demaryius Thomas at his disposal and C.J. Anderson in the backfield. Panthers win this one in a 27-18 final. Next, we're going to go Bengals-Jets. The battle at MetLife on 9/11 Sunday. The Jets are going to be home representing New York. We're going to see all kinds of fireworks before the game, I'm sure, after the game, or somebody singing the anthem. Someone famous singing the anthem. It's going to be a very huge game for the Jets. They're the only team representing New York that day because the Bills are going to Baltimore and the Giants are going to Dallas. The Jets are going to have to represent the New York, way. And on 9/11, we're going to see how they do that. The Jets and Bengals. Let's get into the matchup. We're going to see Andy Dalton. We're going to see Ryan Fitzpatrick. I really do think it's going to come down to who plays the quarterback position better because both defenses are very good. But the Jets have more offensive weapons at their disposal than the Bengals. The Bengals have A.J. Green. They have the two-headed monster in the backfield between Giovanni Bernard, Jeremy Hill. But I think all three of those can be contained by the Jets. Jets have one of the premier top shutdown corners in the NFL, if not the best. Darrelle Revis against A.J. Green, I think he shuts him down pretty well, at least for the game. I think Giovanni Bernard and Jeremy Hill maybe get 100 yards total between the both of them, but it's not going to be a very productive day. So Andy Dalton's going to have to find some other way, and I don't think the Jets are ready to give him that other way. This game, the Jets win this game on 9/11, start the season out 1-0 by a score of 20-13. Next game is Browns at Eagles. RG3's debut couldn't come any better. At Philly, that would be a better game at Washington. But at Philly against a team he's played over the past few years, he's getting a new start. It's time for him to revive his career, he believes. I think the Browns beat the Eagles I think they beat them 17-14. I think it is a very tight game and very highly contested because both offenses are still searching for themselves. But the Eagles have a rookie starting quarterback in Carson Wentz. He's not really had any time to practice in a preseason game because he injured himself in the first game with a hairline fracture. I think that comes into play and it affects his throwing ability. I think the Browns win this game. Raiders at Saints. We're going to go... Ooh, that's a tough one. Dang. You've got AC/DC. You've got that. You've got Amari Cooper and Derek Carr in the left side, and then at home you've got the Superdome, you've got Drew Brees. You know, it's a really tough call, but I'm gonna have to go with the Oakland Raiders in this one. I think they've got more firepower on their offensive side. I don't think the Saints will be able to cover that completely. Okay, so I'm gonna take the Raiders about 17 again to 10. 17 to 10. I think Drew Brees has one of his poor days against the Raiders defense. Raiders defense really steps up in this one. They're a sleeper defense for fantasy football this week. Chargers at Chiefs. I got to go with the Chiefs at home. You know, I think it will be a very if the Chiefs can show that they're still the team that they were last year, I think the Chiefs can dominate the Chargers from beginning to end. They're a must-start defense, and I think the offense will go really good. I'll take the Chiefs by a score of 31 to 17 at home against the Chargers. Bills at Ravens. Now this is another tough one because it's Joe Flacco's return to the football field. You know, he's definitely one of the better quarterbacks in the NFL. If he can produce like he has, I'm going to take the Ravens home against the Bills. But I could take the Bills in this game also because, you know, it's their defense. Rex Ryan has one of the better defensive coaches. I hate saying it, but Rex Ryan is one of the better defensive-minded coaches in the NFL. He could get to Joe Flacco. He could shut him down. But being that it's at Baltimore, you know, it's a home game. I'm going with most of the home teams here. I gotta take Baltimore barely, though. Maybe 17, 16, 19, 18, something like that. We're going to go with the Baltimore Ravens. Vikings at Titans. Adrian Peterson against DeMarco Murray. I think the Vikings win this game, and it's not even close. Well, I'll take that back. Teddy Bridgewater's not playing. The Vikings have got Sam Bradford, I believe. He's going to start for them now. They got him off a trade last week against or maybe the beginning of this week. I think the Vikings narrowly win this one at Tennessee. Mariota and Delaney Walker. I don't think they're fully developed yet. The Titans will become a more complete team towards the end of the season, and I think they'll get that chemistry flowing. But I think the Vikings win this one 22-21. Very tight game there at Tennessee. The Vikings win on the road. Buccaneers at Falcons. This is going to be a huge game because there's a lot of fantasy stock in this game, as I said in my last video. Buccaneers at Falcons. I got to take the Falcons at home to win this one. It's a divisional game. It's important to win the divisional games at home, as I stress so severely, that I'm in the AFC East division. Stress it so severely, man. I think Matt Ryan, Julio Jones put up quite a show, better than obviously Jameis Winston and Mike Evans. So we're going to take the Falcons in this game, 24-21 or 24-20, something like that. Not too much of a blowout, not bad at all. Bears, Texans, got to go with the Texans at home, man. I mean, Jay Cutler has not looked. I think he stopped being a decent quarterback a few years back, probably 2013, I think. Jay Cutler really turned down whatever he had going on in Chicago. They've lost Brandon Marshall. They lost Matt Forte, who my boys got. They lost Matt Forte and Brandon Marshall, my boys got also. So, you know, they've got Austin Jeffrey, Jeremy Langford. I don't think they're able to get really anything going. I maybe would look for Jalen Marshall. Alshon Jeffrey, he might get a few nice plays against the Texans, but nonetheless, the Texans went at home with Brock Osweiler. The Texans have really built up their roster. They got Will Fuller out of Notre Dame in the draft, very talented, one of the best receivers in the draft. Another good receiver in the draft. They've got DeAndre Hopkins. They've got Lamar Miller, running back from the Dolphins. They've got Brock Osweiler, who started for the Broncos last year and into the playoffs, I believe. I'm not sure about that. I think he might have played one game for them. I'm going to take the Texans at home, and they win that by double digits. Let's say 27-13. Texans beat the Bears. Packers at Jaguars. As much as I want to take the home team in this one, I'm going to have to go with Green Bay. Aaron Rodgers is just better, flat out better than the Jaguars, man. The Jaguars do give quite a fight, though, because Green Bay, as everybody knows, is not one of the better traveling teams in the NFL. I do think the Jaguars pull it close, and the Jaguars lose 25-20. 25-20, the Jaguars fall short at home. I think Aaron Rodgers has quite a good showing. Jordy Nelson's back. Randall Cobb's back. Eddie Lacy's back. The offense has finally got the pieces back together. Packers win that one. Dolphins at Seattle. I'm just joking. Seattle wins this one by far. Probably like 35-13 or something like that. I mean, it's too hard for Miami to go across the country and expect to put up a show against a defense like this. And Russell Wilson, the only question I would have is the Dolphins defense. If they can stand up to Russell Wilson and keep the points down, then they might be able to bring it close. But Seattle, I'll take Seattle at home by far, Giants at Cowboys, 4:30 p.m. Sunday, a divisional game. Probably going to be the most watched game this weekend because the Giants' defense has stacked themselves up really well. But Dallas has also got the rookie quarterback Dak Prescott and the rookie running back Ezekiel Elliott and Des Bryant, in the game. They're not going to start Mark Sanchez. The Cowboys just recently picked him up, which is bizarre in my opinion. But they're going to go with Dak Prescott. I do think the Giants pulled this victory out at Dallas. A lot of Cowboys fans are going to hate up in the comments and probably on my Instagram page and everything like that. But the Giants win this one 20-17. The Giants win it in a tight one. But the defense is really going to step up because they've got to watch out. They've got to be on their heels. The Giants have acquired a lot of new people on the defensive side over the offseason. All right, Lions at Colts. I'm going to take the Colts in that one. I think Andrew Luck's returning, and the Lions just lost Calvin Johnson. Lions have lost a lot of their offense. They don't really have any all-stars. Matt Stafford's probably about it. The defense can't hold the other offense. And the Colts win this 31-20. That's just because I don't believe the Colts might be able to hold down because they've got Antonio Cromartie on the other side of the ball. I don't know if Devontae Davis is playing at corner. If they can do that, then they should hold the Lions to about 15 or maybe under 10 points. Patriots at Cardinals, Sunday Night Football. Jimmy Garoppolo filling in for the suspended Tom Brady for the first 4 games. And this is one of the worst ways to start because it's a hard place to play at the University of Phoenix. And it's a very tough place to play in Glendale, Arizona. It's very hot there. It's going to be hard for him to come out and play. And the Cardinals' defense is really stacked, so it's going to be hard for the Patriots to be able to get anything going. Then the Cardinals take advantage of that. And the Cardinals dominate the Patriots 34-13. 34-13. The Cardinals win that game easily. Steelers at Redskins, Monday Night Football. That's a tough call because any common person would say Pittsburgh over Washington any day, but you've got to look at the players. Steelers are without Le'Veon Bell. They're without Martavis Bryant, 2 key contributors to that offense. Heath Miller's getting old. Antonio Brown's going to be locked down by most of the defense. The Redskins just got Josh Norman. That all being said, it's at Washington. It's primetime football. The Redskins want to make a statement early in the season. I'm going to have to take the Redskins, and I'm going to take the Redskins by about 10 points. Let's say 24-14. That's only because the Steelers do have Ben Roethlisberger at quarterback, one of the smartest quarterbacks in the NFL and most tough quarterbacks in the NFL. 24-14, Washington wins it on their home opener, sending the Steelers to 0-1. Rams at 49ers, the late game on the East Coast, 10 o'clock or 10:20 p.m. on ESPN. Right following the Steelers-Redskins game. That's a tough one. Divisional game at San Francisco. It's crucial to win it at home. The Rams are coming with a rookie quarterback in Jared Goff. 49ers have Blaine Gabbert starting at quarterback as Colin Kaepernick wants to make big statements. I'm gonna go with Los Angeles. I think the Rams are a much improved team, and they've got the whole city of LA now. I think the crowd more so will be towards the Rams side, and I think the Rams have got way more weapons. 49ers are still searching. They've got another first-year head coach. I'm going to take the Rams in this one, and probably 21-10, not too tight of a game. That's the late game. I'd take the Rams in that one. Todd Gurley, Tavon Austin, Jared Goff, rookie quarterback, but, he's got weapons at his disposal. Brian Quick, Tavon Austin. We'll see what happens with that game. That should be interesting. Rams defense should shut down the whatever offense that the 49ers are hoping to have. So let's go through these picks again. I've got Carolina beating the Broncos. I've got Atlanta beating the Buccaneers. The Vikings beating the Titans. The Browns beating the Eagles. The Jets beating the Bengals. I've got the Raiders beating the Saints. The Chiefs beating the Chargers. The Ravens beating the Bills. I've got the Texans beating the Bears. The Packers beating the Jaguars. The Seahawks beating the Dolphins. Giants beating the Cowboys. Sorry. Colts beating the Lions. Cardinals beating the Patriots. Redskins beating the Steelers. 49ers losing to the Rams. Rams beat the 49ers. Hopefully I called your team for one of the winners. If not, I'm sorry. It's just the way the cookie crumbles. I've got probably an even set of match of home and road victories. You know, it's home teams winning some. The road teams will win some. But overall, that's the end of the video, and let's get back to football. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to get hyped. Get your jerseys out. Get your gear on, because starting this Thursday night, football is back and better than ever. And you already know it came from me first. You heard it first from Harley 417. And go Jets.